The final announcement of what the COLA will be announced in this year, in October. This gives our seniors an additional boost to their Social Security payments. In 2021, the COLA rose by 1.3%, pretty standard for times of normality in the United States economy. For the average retirement benefit, that amounted to $20 more per month for a total of around $1,500. However, for 2022, it is projected to be radically different. The COLA for 2022 is expected to be 6%, down from an estimate of 6.1% in August. From January 2022, the new average payment would be $1,628. Now, this doesn't mean that recipients will be receiving a 6% jump in money. In real terms, the gains will be offset by inflation.
Year after year, the United States has the highest rate of childhood poverty of any major country on earth. We took a major step forward.
Plus, individuals with less than $25,000 in combined income do not have to pay taxes on the benefits. Social Security beneficiaries who are above the income threshold pay taxes on up to 85% of their benefits. And those tax thresholds are not adjusted for wage or price growth. Consequently, more beneficiaries are taxed on the benefits over time. And we have some good news around the stimulus check, everybody. On Thursday, the administration addressed how it plans to use the first distribution of funding. In the city of Cleveland, residents will be receiving state stimulus checks. $15 million will go into Cleveland neighborhoods. $70 million will be allocated to community repairs. And $26 million will be going to public safety. Plus an additional $27 million is going to be sent out to state residents. Cities like Cleveland and even states like California are giving their residents state stimulus checks.
We would once again plunge the children of this country, millions of them, back into poverty, and that is morally unacceptable.
So the expanded federal child tax credit has already delivered billions of dollars into the hands of families across the country. It was expanded to a maximum of $3,000 per child through the American Rescue Plan. The latest round of payments were supposed to go out on September 15th, but some people have been delayed. There are 3 more payments that families are supposed to get. They're expected to arrive on October 15th, November 15th, and December 15th. These payments represent the first half of the expanded child tax credit, a maximum payment of $3,000. The rest of the money can be claimed when you file your 2022 taxes. At the beginning of the month, the IRS announced it had 8.5 million unprocessed individual returns, including 2020 returns with errors and amended returns that require corrections of special handling. And refunds that usually take around 21 days to process are taking at least 120 days. Refund checks were expected to come this summer, but it's nearly fall and the IRS hasn't given an update to let taxpayers know when the money is coming. To add to that, the IRS has also been busy with stimulus checks, child tax credit payments, and refunds for tax overpayments. The plus-up stimulus adjustments and the third advanced monthly child tax credits went out today, and it could give some families financial relief. The IRS usually issues tax refunds within 3 weeks, but some taxpayers have been waiting months to receive their payments. Now, the date you get your tax refund could also depend on how you file your tax return. For example, with refunds going to your bank account via direct deposit, it could take an additional 5 days for your bank to post your money into your account. This means if the IRS took the full 21 days to issue your check and your bank 5 days to post it, you could be waiting around 26 days in total to get your tax refund. Now, the IRS is open again and currently processing mail tax returns, payments, refunds, and correspondence. But limited resources continue to cause delays. The IRS said it's also taking more time for 2020 tax returns than need review, such as determining recovery rebate credit amounts for the first and second stimulus check, or figuring out earned income tax credits and additional child tax credit amounts.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
We welcome some of our newcomers here, us regulars, right? thank you all for being here. I will answer some questions that you may have after, but first I want to acknowledge the special guests we have with us. As you know, we are moving closing some of the discussions that we've had on the legislation to honor the President of the United States vision for our country, to build back better. And you probably have an announcement, or shortly will, that the Budget Committee is going to be marking up the bill in a timely fashion, in time for us to send it to the Rules Committee for consideration. To that end, a very important part of all of this are the pay-fors, how we want to build back better in a way that is fiscally sound. This morning, we met with the chairs of the committee, Chairman Wyden and Chairman Neal, along with representatives of the White House. It was a great honor for me to welcome the Secretary of the Treasury, a person I have long admired, and to have the benefit of her wisdom and judgment in the discussions that we had. And Leader Schumer and I were a part of a discussion that he will report on. Mr. Schumer.
Thank you. First, I would note, before just telling you exactly what happened, that Brooklyn is 2/3 of this podium. Okay. So I'm just...
But the Secretary has a connection to California, University of California, Berkeley.
Fort Hamilton High School, James Madison High School. Okay. I have a brief sentence, and that is that the White House, the House, and the Senate have reached agreement on a framework that will pay for any final negotiated agreement. So the revenue side of this, we have an agreement on. Okay? Thank you. The framework, an agreement of a framework. Okay? Thanks.
Senator Schumer, what does that, explain what that means?
Expand on what that means, a framework, what does that mean exactly?
That means we're proceeding, that we've made great progress and we're proceeding. Yeah, no, but we now went further because there were some specifics. We are in a situation of lamb. There's so many good provisions. What is affordable and what is effective and what gets the best results as soon as possible. So we made great progress this morning because it's in the writing. You know, you hear everybody coming out and talking about one thing or another, but we are writing legislation. And when you're writing legislation, you have to be specific. And this what took us a long way to a framework. Now, again, we always socialize what we're doing and see among some things what works better and what our actual needs will be. We'll get more estimates as to how much money comes in on certain things, but we know that we can cover the proposal that the president has put forth to build back better, his vision for our country, well beyond the BIF, the budget, what are we calling it, bipartisan infrastructure framework. I'm very excited about this, and again, it's all good.